Hey guys, it's Dungeon Master Mark again, bringing you guys a real quick update video. A couple people asked me about the progress on the addition I'm doing for one of my local gamers here, and this is the finished set, which I'm not necessarily certain it's 100% finished. I may add a couple more pieces, maybe a couple more small details, but for the most part this set is complete. As you can see, there is a good bit of pieces there, and I'll actually give you guys some close-up on some of the strange pieces I made for this set. Now, that being said, the very first thing you guys are going to notice is going to be the water-filled kind of dais, or kind of like a pool there, which I'm not sure how much of the detail you'll be able to pick up there. You'll see the epoxy resin, and you'll see it almost has like a look of like some gold coins or copper coins towards the bottom of the water. It's kind of hard to get it to show without the light hitting there, but I figured that was a really nice touch. A couple things you can do where it's like a wishing well, like some kind of pool with treasure in the bottom to get the PCs or the characters to try to get into the water there. And as you can see, check out some of the shiniest. You can see where I put some of the resin actually around the outside, which actually is still a little tacky, but kind of have like a gel effect there. So you can also use that as maybe like a slime or some type of ooze. And then one of the new things I've been working with is adding some sand and some dirt to make it look like a little bit more of a lived-in dungeon. So yeah, there we go. Kind of pick up the gold there. So yeah, so that is my first kind of unique piece for this set. As you can see, one thing I did not do on the previous set that he has is extremely large floor pieces, which this is a 4x4, so a 16-piece tile set. As you can see, there's the 3 of those, and then the other large one, which I may actually do 3 more just to round out the set, perhaps. Kind of depends on how much plaster I have left over when this is all said and done. So yeah, like I said, these are going to go awesome for making really large rooms for large combats. That way you don't have to put down 4 of the smaller pieces. The next thing we have there is we have the doors. Oops, my hand in the way there. Which we have a couple more doorways there. And I actually added a special thing for this set as well. I'm going to throw in a portcullis. So I'm not sure if you guys can pick up the detail on that or not, which turned out excellent. So yeah, that's actually really awesome. I love the way this thing turned out. I just kind of mocked up like a room earlier to do a kind of a couple pictures in. Turned out absolutely beautiful. So I'm really happy the way this turned out. The next custom piece there is the spiral staircase, which you guys have seen one of my spiral staircases before. This one's a little bit different. I did not use as much support on the bottom there, so I did have to use a much firmer glue, and I actually used a higher strength plaster when we did do this. So yeah, so don't ask me how that thing defies gravity standing up, but yeah, that is it. Beautiful staircase. I love the painting on that. And then we have the room piece that my son designed. As you guys can see, nice and flat. And of course you can pull that up there to have a trap. Like I said, if you want to cut out, you could always cut out maybe like a picture of like an actual pit. If you drop like cut like a 1.5 inch square and drop that down in there, so you have the picture of a pit, or like a picture of a spike trap or something of that nature. Perhaps just a picture of a hole or water, or a little piece of green to simulate acid, something of that nature. I did 4 extra corner pieces, which these are going to be a little bit different. You guys can see we have some dirt and some sand there in the corners. I really wanted to kind of highlight to make the dungeon look like it was a little bit more lived in and a little bit more lifelike. So, interesting. And like I said, there's 4 of these all together. And that one I actually kind of took a toothpick when I was modeling those and kind of dug it in there to kind of look like maybe there's like a layer of some fiendish rats or something like that, where it looks like something's been crawling in and out. Hopefully the camera can pick that in. And there's 4 of those. Like I said, we have the 3 of the regular door frames there. And then as you guys can see, we have more of the standard wall pieces to go along with the new floor pieces. So you can add more rooms, make an even larger dungeon. And a couple special pieces. All of these pieces here are all customized in some way. Some of those, like I said, may just be as simple as like a rock. I have some where we have the sand effects around the pillars. or perhaps where it looks like maybe some sand or something's blown into the corridor. And we have a couple unique pieces like this one here, where it looks like perhaps the wall's kind of starting to cave in a little bit. You can see there where you see the dirt on the floor, where it looks like something's kind of came through, and then on the other side where it looks like maybe something's pushed out or pushed in. So really, really interesting piece. And like I said, these are actually glued down and then also clear coated with 3 coats of clear coat. So like I said, this stuff's not coming off. We have another piece with some and then we have some collapsed terrain where it looks like part of the wall is collapsed in, whether due to an earthquake or perhaps spell damage if your players use like a fireball in an area. So yeah, I definitely like this where it looks like the weather's kind of torn away at it. The good thing about something like this, you can, like I said, you can use that as like the end of a hallway where either there's been a collapse, some type of spell damage, as I said, or if you just want to make it look like a crypt or something where it's a little bit, you know, kind of shady in spots where something's crawled through the wall. Very, very nice. And I was looking for lots of interesting terrain for this particular set to kind of branch out on that kind of classical dungeon set I made. So I did add a couple other water effects. I added this, which is kind of hard to tell. There's actually stones and stuff actually underneath the water there. So it kind of looks like maybe a watering hole, or perhaps you can say like a ooze or jelly or something's ate down into the flooring there. So definitely a little interesting. And then we have something very different. This is going to be a water effect slash some kind of tentacle beast perhaps coming out of there. So definitely interesting. I put a couple different ideas together for this piece. Like I said, this could be a watering hole. It could be something maybe perhaps leading down to a watery cavern below. Lots of different ideas there. You can see the, there we go, look at that. That is gorgeous. I really like that. But, yeah, so that's where we're at this point. I did actually throw in a special piece since he was wanting a gelatinous cube. And this gelatinous cube actually perfectly, oops, let's see if we can lower that down there. Actually perfectly matches the resin there for the actual water in those sets there. So, which is kind of hard to tell, but you can actually see through there. See my finger behind it. So, oh yeah. But that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, as always. If you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, if you just want to drop me an email and say go to hell or something, that's fine too. Like I said, I always appreciate your guys' feedback. So thanks for watching. You guys have a nice night. Bye-bye.